Hello and welcome back to my PGR2 Platinum walkthrough. New video means new series, and this new Kudos Championship Series / car series or car class is called the Sports Coupe Series. So yeah, the first race is a timed run. I put just a down timer that makes things easier. Then I don't have to write down the target time. The target time is the time that is shown at the beginning, obviously, logically. So yeah, that makes it a little bit less complicated. Anyway, we're driving through the night in Stockholm and using obviously a completely new car we haven't used yet because it's a new series. The car is a TVR Tamora, and apparently this is the class leading car. Before I used it, I used a lot of other cars for this challenge in the expectation that they would be the fastest, but by far the best car of this class. Like, not really by far, but still noticeably the best car of this series is indeed this TVR Tamora. Well, the Tamora, small, nimble and very fast, as all TVRs are. In my opinion, all TVRs punch above their weight, and the Tamora is no exception here. Oh, it's a free lap thing. Alright, 50 seconds left. Let's see how much time will be left at the end of this lap. Track itself isn't too difficult, although here the car likes to get jumpy. You need to be really careful with the throttle and take the left lane as I did, or else the car just jumps around because of how the road is built, and you're flying into the wall. But if it doesn't, I make sure to do it myself, like here, in order to lose my 250 clean race bonus points, as always. And well, now we're coming to the start-finish line. Only 3 seconds left. That was a really close one. Yeah, 0.03 seconds left. Actually, quite a difficult challenge, honestly. But anyway, let's enjoy the replay. Okay, so the next race is a overtake challenge, and this time we are using the Morgan Aero 8. Target cars to overtake are 5, as displayed at the right bottom corner of the screen. At the time was, what was it, 230, 235 or something. First car down, Toyota 2000 GT. The Morgan Aero, by the way, is a very impressive car. Very quick. Good handling, I believe, but quite twitchy because it's pretty light, if I'm not mistaken. Also, of course, a rear-wheel drive front engine, as it seems. And, well, yeah, it's a little twitchy. Second car down, the old Porsche. I don't know the name of. Track itself wasn't too difficult. Sweden at night again, Stockholm. Lost my clean race bonus, of course. So the third car, the Nissan 240Z, if I'm not mistaken. Driven this car the first time in Gran Turismo 4. Impressed me back then a lot. Like, for such an old car, for its HP, it really is quick. The Morgan, though, I've never driven a Morgan in another game. Oh, no, I'm mistaken. I did drive it in Forza Motorsport 4. And even there it was pretty impressive because, yeah, apparently they are very impressive cars. In the game, the Morgan is not far off the Tamora. In fact, I believe the Morgan was the second fastest car of its class, of this sports coupe class. Fourth car, Lancia Stratos. And, well, yeah, so the Morgan is a very potent car in this class. And is barely slower than the TVR. Oh, and the last car is the Porsche Carrera. Alright, with 8 seconds left, we've taken them all down. Okay, so the next race is a street race, and I'm using the Tamora this time around. Okay, first car passed, which was the Cadillac something, Jaguar XKR, Audi RS whatever, the Morgan Aero 8, and the car I can't remember the name of. I can't memorize the name of. Cien or something? No. You will see later in this video. I will be using it. It's also very quick. If I'm not mistaken, the third fastest car of this series, behind the Tamora and the Morgan. Yeah, you can see it's quite competitive. I did Google this manufacturer. I have never seen the car, I have never heard of the name, and I mean, I didn't even find, or I did barely find any info on it on Google. Like, let that sink in for a moment. What kind of rare beast is this? I don't know. Has it ever been really built? Did it ever like drive in reality around the track or on the streets? Do you know? If you do, comment below. I would love to know. Okay, the track layout here is a new one, but it's again in Stockholm in Sweden, again at night, and a little bit longer. Here's the bumpy part again, and yep, there goes my clean race bonus, of course. Well, it's pretty bumpy and twitchy, and after all, really not easy to keep control of the car at these speeds. Again, it looks fairly easy from the outside, like when you watch a video of the gameplay. Nice view on the river. I certainly don't know the name of. And but yeah, if you play yourself, you need to correct a lot of the time, counter steer, etc., etc. It's just not very apparent when you just watch a video. This series, in my opinion, slightly overstayed its welcome. I mean, it's nice cars, but being dependent on the Tamora or the Morgan or this other green car I have talked about just now isn't doing this series any favor, because quite honestly, these three cars might be one of the least attractive cars in the entire game, and to me, playing these games, it's often about the aesthetics, about the beauty of the cars, and well, let's be honest, they are very, very potent, very competitive, quick cars, but they won't win a beauty contest for sure. Like, look at the Tamora, it looks like a lemon or something. No, it's just, it's not a beautiful car at all. I mean, the TVRs, they were never known for their beauty, and they don't even really look cool in a way like many Lambos do, you know, like the Aventadors, Diablos, Countach, etc. So yeah, I mean, the TVRs have at least their own style. I do respect though, and they do have some somewhat cool looking cars, like the Griffith 500, which I like a lot. Anyway, I'll leave you alone with the video. So the next race is a head-to-head, again in Stockholm, again at night, and we are racing another Tamora as the class leading car. If I'm not mistaken, I did try this race with quite a few other cars, because I like, you know, to bring some variety into my videos, but yeah, it's quite often it's more or less impossible to win with the other cars. As soon as the leading car of a race would get away a little bit, and they are often then driving the class leading cars, it's, to me at least, it was pretty much impossible to catch them. So I needed to rely on the class leading car often, and in this case it is the Tamora. The Tamora itself I have driven in only one other racing game, I believe, which was Gran Turismo 4. This was the first time I have heard of the car, or I learned about the car, and I remember being impressed even back then by it. Like, it very obviously punched way above its weight. So yeah, that's why I wasn't surprised finding out that it was so competent and competitive in this game also. I mean, my driving is really not the best, but it's striking how quick the AI can be in this game, how human-like again it behaves. That was a close one. Alright, so the next race is set in Yokohama in the rain, and I'm using the Morgan Aero 8 in dark blue, and in these conditions it looks pretty cool, I think. Yeah, I like it a lot. So it's an overtake challenge again 5 cars to overtake in order to win the platinum, and we had what, 2:45 to 50 in time. First car down, which was the Toyota 2000 GT again, like in the first overtaking challenge. And let's see where's the next one. Let's see where the next one is. I can see it's spray, but I can't see what car it is. The Porsche again. Probably the same order as in the first race. Now let's try to remember what was the order of the first race. The Lancia Stratos would be the next. No? The first one was the Porsche. What was the third then? Or was the Lancia the second? Okay, I know the Lancia and the Porsche should come, if it's the same as in the first one. But I just can't remember the third car. Oh, the Nissan, of course. Yes, the third car was the Nissan 240Z, there it is. After that, the Lancia will come and then the Porsche. Bad cornering there, really bad. It's so cool that you can hear the cars going around the track in the distance. Can you hear that? Yeah, you should, of course. If I can hear that, you'll certainly hear that too. In general, the entire sound design of the game is top-notch, especially the licensed, used music in the radio stations when you drive through the cities, and the music of the particular city and country would be used. So cool. Like Swedish songs I never heard of, or some Chinese songs, and in my opinion most of them were pretty damn good, like fun songs, you know. So we've taken the Lancia down and only the Porsche is left, only 10 seconds left. Oh, that's gonna be a close one. Fortunately, we have the far higher top speed, and there we go. Alright, so the next race is in Yokohama and in the rain again, and this time I'm using the TVR Tamora again, overtaking the Cadillac, the Lexus SC430, then this weird car, the Porsche was the next, then the Audi, Morgan Aero 8, and at the front, of course, the TVR, my TVR. The thing is though, I tried this race also with different cars many times. I wanted to win this race with a non-class leading car, but as so often the game puts the class leading car right at the front of the pack, often on the second or first position at the start of the race, and thus these cars have no problem whatsoever driving off into the distance, and while you need to fight yourself, or just through the field, you need to drive through the entire field, and by that time they have a lead of, I don't know, like 5 seconds, sometimes 15 seconds, and you need to hunt down the class leading car on the hardest AI difficulty through the entire race, which is often, even in when you're using yourself the class leading car, quite impossible. And in this race it wasn't differently, so I had basically again to use the class leading car, which pissed me a little bit off, because yeah, I myself like a little bit of variety while playing these games, trying as many different cars as possible. But yeah, on Platinum and how the game is set up, it's just not really feasible. The world's best players could certainly do that, you know. I know where my not my talent, but my skill, because I don't have any talent, my skill lies. I'm very skilled in Gran Turismo Sport, but I'm on average, like when I really give it all, I'm roughly 5 seconds on average, depends on the car, away from the world's best players on the Nordschleife, which is a 20-kilometer track. So if you would count down on a normal track, which is roughly 4 kilometers, so a fifth of that, then that would be 1.5 seconds on a normal track, which, well, isn't that much time, but in race pace, these are worlds. So this is like a world-class driver versus, well, a very good hobby driver. So yeah, I know where my skill lies, and I know that many very skilled and talented players could more or less easily win even this race in, I don't know, possibly even what is slow in that class. Yeah, the Lexus or the Cadillac, which you can see here right now. Anyway, I'll leave you alone with the replay. So the next challenge is one of my favorite ones out of this series, definitely, and the entire game. It's the next Kudos challenge through Yokohama in the dry, thankfully. And finally I could use the Porsche, because I tried to use it in many different other challenges in this series, but it was just not quick enough, really. The Tamora and the Morgan just are too fast. But here, it did work. Certainly this challenge would have been easier with the Morgan, especially with the TVR, but it was, well, to me at least, it was quite doable in the Porsche, although I still needed more than an hour or two to do it. It's 2 laps in a row this time around, though. That's definitely right this time. And well, the layout itself, I mean, it's the Yokohama Cone Challenge. I already told this once. They are so they are some of the easier ones in the game, and well, this is the case here too. Although no real slouch like the Cone Challenge in Yokohama with the Skyline R34, that was still very easy compared to even this one. Okay, 1 lap down. As you can see, you don't need to be too speedy. This exact layout will be played again in the arcade mode in the Cone Challenge. Challenges of the arcade mode with another car. I'll upload that at a later time frame in the next months. So here are the drifts important, and here too. Otherwise the combo will break, but here that was close. I was barely fast enough. It was really difficult to do a drift that would prolong my combo, but would not at the same time keep me up too much, which happened many times when I tried to go through these turns. Here, nice and clean, steady. You know, here in this part you really don't need to be too speedy. Yeah, very controlled. Yeah, we were almost there. 16,000 is the target. Pretty much smashed that. And with the Porsche, which is pretty disadvantaged because of its lack of speed. Over 18,500. I believe the clean race bonus was missing as well, so almost 19,000. Anyway, have fun with the replay. So, this challenge is the series' speed trap challenge with a speed target of 196 km/h or 122 mph. So this is only this corner, and important is to do it really cleanly, take all the space you have and just use all the space you have, otherwise it just won't be enough. I needed a few tries for sure. And that's that. Alright, the next challenge is a head-to-head in Yokohama, and I'm using the RS6, the Audi RS6. Yes, this was one of the very few challenges where I could legitimately use the Audi and have some chance, and only in this corner I could overtake him, and then I needed to stay in front. If I wouldn't get him in this corner, in the very first corner, he would always just drive away into the distance with, well, the fastest car of the class, with the Tamora. He's done a mistake, obviously. Good for me. I did this challenge so often that my driving actually looked somewhat clean and ideal, as you can see. Which is a rare instance, let's be honest. And he's already behind me. It's just incredible. I mean, my driving again, it wasn't perfect, but not too bad either. Look at this. well, a family wagon won't really hold its own against a true nimble light sports car. Almost supercar level, actually. Yeah, that was needed, sorry. Now he tried to take a revenge on me and we both spun out. Nice one. I like this corner. Nice detail with the birds in the background, which are, I believe, 2D sprites refreshing at 15 frames per second or something, and they are like exactly the same in every single city you drive in. But still, nice detail. Also the moving trains in Stockholm or Chicago, I believe, which you will see later on. They tried to make it a little bit more interesting. Okay, yeah, that was really needed again. Okay, so the next challenge is a timed run through Hong Kong. Oh man. 2 laps with the Tamora again. It is the fastest car and I'm not gonna use any other car for a timed run or a hot lap because those times are mostly very tough to beat. And on this track, like in this challenge, it really was tough. I tried many times. Wow, that was so bad. But the car was jumpy all over again. I tried 6, 7, 8 times, something like that. Well, what can I tell you about the challenge itself? I mean, it's a few weeks ago. I don't remember anything except that, well, you need to practice. Practice makes perfect, right? Just memorize the track layout and use all the space you have. Like here, where I wasn't too far away from the barrier when the corner ended. Did you see this? It was almost impossible to see where to go. This is also like one of the problems, or a little number of problems, but one of the problems in this game, because especially in these kind of conditions, and Chicago is very famous for that, if you want so. You have a lot of asphalt and concrete in the shade where the sun doesn't shine, and it's blending all together. It's like you can't really distinguish it from each other, and it just makes it so hard to see where you're going and where you need to go. Just because of that, I have lost many times, many challenges, and it really pissed me off, especially in Chicago during the night. Oh my god, it was infuriating, like really infuriating. I just could not see where I was going. It was so extremely difficult to memorize a braking point because everything looked the effing same, and like you couldn't make out anything anyway. You had no reference where to brake, just from pure muscle memory. And like if you braked half a second too late, you were in the wall. If you braked half a second too early, your opponent would smack into your ass and would throw you into the wall. So yeah, but we'll come to that challenge later. I'll tell more about that if we drive that in the next series, by the way, which will be the American Muscle Car Series. Okay, so how much time left? Slightly over a second, not too bad. But anyway, enjoy the replay. Okay, so the next challenge is a street race in Hong Kong, 3 laps, and this is the first and only time I would use the Iceni. I believe this is how it is pronounced. Iceni, Iceni, I don't know. I would say Iceni. And apparently, when I googled this car, it has something to do with some folklore from the British Islands or something. So I would suppose, if I remember it correctly, so I would suppose it's some kind of English automaker, which probably does not exist anymore. I could barely find any info on this car, but I thought, you know, for variety's sake, I would include it at least once in the series, and in this race it was a competent and competitive enough car. Wow, that was bad from me, but yeah, just too much counter steer and right into the wall. Like, look at this, at these tracks. Can you really always make out where you need to go? Like here, where the sun shines, it's okay. But like here again, it's something like, oh, it's like everything is indistinguishable from each other. Believe me, if you drive yourself and need to focus on the steering, the braking and the throttle at the same time while looking at the track, making it out where you need to go, as an observer it's always easier. Like this is one phenomenon I myself and many of my gamer friends notice when we play through games together or just play games together. It's easier to make out difficult things in the video game world, or even like see enemies or something when you're just the observer. But when you play, your brain is at the same time occupied with operating the controller, and it literally takes away basically like computational time, if you want, so from your brain, from the part of observing, and thus it is easier to observe and to see more things when you're just the observer and not the player, not the gamer in the moment. But yeah, what I was alluding to is when you drive yourself for these tracks in Hong Kong and later in Chicago, in the wrong conditions, it's often so incredibly hard to make out where you need to go. Ooh, I got a nice lead over them already, not too bad. I like this corner here though. Ooh, nice light. And this one, and the next for the tunnel. These sections I always liked, but they are easier to drive than the other ones. Bad cornering, really, honestly. Weirdly, I also like this part always. Yeah, some ray trace reflections there going on, huh? To the left. No, of course not. Oh, that should have been a punishment. Anyway, kinda not. But yeah, the reflections done in this game and the overall special effects and the graphics are very, very impressive for an Xbox game. And for the scale, you know, there's a lot of polygons in the scenery, in the background, in the game world, This game would absolutely not have been possible on the PS2, not with major cutbacks, I'm sure. And I was an only PS2 owner and big GT fanboy. Well, never really a fanboy, just a fan. Just like the games a lot, like them the most of all the racing games till this day. Oh, again, my favorite corner here. Yeah, nicely done. But yeah, oh, where did he come from? Wow. Anyway, won the race. Enjoy the replay. So the next challenge is again in Hong Kong, and again it's the street race. This time though I'm using the Tamora, and it's 5 laps, probably a little bit shorter each round, each lap. Of course, a Tamora at the front. This is why I was using Tamora. Now I remember I tried also this challenge with quite a few different cars, quite a few times, but just wasn't quick enough. The Tamora just has this real edge, this real advantage over all of the other cars. Nice driving. For now. Let's see when I'm losing my clean race bonus. Ooh, that was nice. That was super clean. On the limit. Okay, first lap down. Nice driving. Ooh. I'm proud of myself. For once. Also here, clipping the wall and just look at this speed and this line. Ooh. That looked almost professional. Nope. Too quick, but didn't lose my clean race bonus. Yet. Okay. The other one is much faster through this corner. Back there. How is he so quick? Same color as me, by the way. But they always sucked in this corner, as you can see. I don't know why. I found it to be one of the easier corners. Oh, that wasn't that great. At least clean. Ooh, that wasn't too bad. But look at how quick he is! What is that? And he pushed me to the side. Well, or he tried to push me into the barrier. More. Rather. Now you're probably... Nice cornering by me again, and yet he is still quicker than me. Now you probably understand why I needed to use the Tamora here for sure. He's learning. He was quicker there this time. Okay, kept my clean race bonus. Like, look at him go. Where does he take this speed? In this race you needed to be basically hot lap quick in every single lap. Look at that! And there goes my clean race bonus because of this a-hole. Now the Iceni is hunting me down. Okay, at least we're over 1,000 Kudos points. What car is that behind me? Anyway, doesn't matter, I won anyway. Okay, so this is the last race of the series, again in Hong Kong. Again, the street race with the same 3 laps, because each lap is a little bit longer than in the last race. Yeah, look at this. Look at how the rest of the field is far behind already after the first turn compared to the leading car, which is also the fastest car of the class, you know. The game does its thing again and puts the fastest car of the class at the front of the field, where it can avoid all of the crashing at the beginning of the race and just drive away into the distance. I even had big problems catching up to it with the same car he's driving. And well, yeah, this is also typical for each class, that the last race would noticeably be the hardest one. You can feel it, like you needed to drive really well in order to have a chance to win. And for now, my driving was actually rather clean, as you can see, very quick. And I'm still barely catching up to him. That though was shitty. I believe I tried to hit him and failed miserably at that. At least I could catch him here. Okay, nice and clean, but not very quick. Still a lot faster than him, apparently. I don't know how. Yeah, that wasn't too bad. Almost 1,000 points by now. Yeah, shame. Good slide. Oh, and even a combo. Nice. Good driving here, but did he catch up? Yeah, of course he did. Okay, this is the section where I was always faster than him, and through there probably too, for this turn. Let's see. Yeah, this time around, that was a lot better. Nice and quick. And we broke the 1,000 barrier. Last lap. Let's see what we can do. This is the part where he was very strong. Although my driving wasn't too bad, you know. I'm still far ahead, although that was slow. But this is the part where he should really catch up to me. Yep, and there he is. Okay, last turn. Or not. So we got only a few seconds left. I hope you enjoyed the series, even if it was a little bit too long. If you did enjoy it, if you liked it, please leave a like, comment, maybe sub, maybe share it elsewhere somewhere. And I hope to see you in the next one. Bye bye.